Well, good afternoon. Welcome back to the 11th Region Basketball Tournament. We saw a good one earlier as Lafayette led most of that game, but Scott County behind Michael Marino, the sensational freshman, 22 rebounds, 16 points, 7 block shots, nearly a triple-double. Probably had more block shots than that. They probably missed a couple there, but this one, it is Paul Dunbar against Lexington Henry Clay. Head coach Lee DeForest joins me on this broadcast, and Gary Ball with William Warfield. And Coach, Henry Clay and Dunbar, that's really all you have to say.
Yeah, it's going to be an exciting game. They met earlier this year. I know that Henry Clay came away with a 66-63 win. But you can toss all that out now. You're in the postseason here. Both these teams are going to be ready for one another. It should be an exciting game just like our last one. Yeah, that was a great one. Scott County won. Scott County 29 wins now in the season. And the thing that's remarkable about that, Coach DeForest, is they start 3 freshmen, a sophomore and a junior, so they've got all that back next year. They got all that back for a few more years over there in Georgetown. Yeah, Billy does a great job. I mean, they're so talented and they're young. I mean, you really, at this point in the year, I mean, I know they're freshmen, but they've played all year, major minutes. They really got out here and performed in one of the biggest stages you could expect in the regional. They got down early and were able to fight back. I know they were down at half by 10 and able to, just take over the second half with their defense. They really did a good job. It's interesting, the 11th region, the coaches voting, we just gave you the all-region team. Tavion Hollingsworth of Dunbar, by far the #1 vote getter by the coaches, but yet in the statewide scheme of things, Darius Williams of Dunbar and also from Henry Clay, Tisdale, they're co-MVPs, and they both are Mr. Basketball finalists. So I guess that tells you what the coaches think of the junior Tavion Hollingsworth, whereas Williams and, of course, Mr. Tisdale are seniors. Yeah, it's unbelievable. They have so much talent on one team. Everybody's getting recognized from different coaching there. But I think that Hollingsworth just does so many things maybe the coaches notice. I mean, besides defend, rebound, he scores. He's their point guard. He's their leader. He does a great job as well on the defensive end. And on the other hand, Williams is a prolific scorer as well as Hollingsworth. So I'm interested to see how that plays out here. So much talent, but on the Henry Clay side, you know who they got to look out for. That's exactly right. And, you look at Leander Ridgway, he made that all-region team #9 vote getter out of Henry Clay. He's also in the district championship against Scott County, who Henry Clay's hoping to advance here and play in Monday night's championship, had 31 points. Tisdale had 33. So they combined for 64 of the points there for Henry Clay in their big win in that district championship over Scott County. Yeah, again, I mean, there's so much talent going to be on the floor in this game. I mean, what do? They got 2 guards. It's going to be a battle of all guards. It's going to be interesting because the post players are going to have, if you can't keep them out of the lane, they're going to have to rotate over to help. So it's really going to be a battle inside to see who's able to rebound and get out on the break. And I think it's going to be a battle of runs between these 2 great teams. When you look at the schedule these 2 teams have played, I think there was one stretch there in late February where Henry Clay played not only 1 but 4 of the top-ranked teams. I think all 4 of those teams were in the top 10. They beat 3 of them. I mean, so they were on a run there. Listen to this record, 28-5 against that strength of schedule. Are you kidding me? Tells you what kind of team they have, Gary. I mean, both of these coaches know you have to play the best to beat the best, and that's what they've done with their scheduling. They don't have to play those teams. They play on the road, they play teams at home, they play the best-ranked teams to get ready for this game here. And Dunbar, their strength of schedule was just as strong. They won the Lexington Catholic Traditional Bank Classic. We were over there for most of that. Yep. They have a record of 27-6. You got one team with 28 wins and another team with 27. That's 55 wins coming into this Final Four game. The winner gets Scott County Monday night for the 11th Region crown. Scott County 58, Lafayette 50 earlier this afternoon, and that was another great 11th Region Classic. Lafayette led by 14 points in the first half, led by 10 at halftime. But credit to Scott County, put credit where it's due. They had a great second half plan. They executed it, and they really went to Marino a lot in that second half. And I thought Long, the freshman, came up big in the second half as well. Yeah, I don't think they turned it over as much in the second half. Right. And their defense, I noticed several times where their defense either challenged guys at the rim or blocked shots and were able to outlet. So they scored a lot in those broken plays where Lafayette would be at the rim, wouldn't finish, or even sometimes would make a layup, and Scott County would get the ball out of the net and push, and that was a big difference in the second half. So Henry Clay and Dunbar battling in this one.
Gary Ball with Coach Lee DeForest, William Warfield. Tonight it'll be the 11th Region Girls Championship. Franklin County, led by Princess Stewart, Rebecca Cook, and Malika Frank, will battle Ryan Station, led by Jalen Martin, Cara Burdett, Destiny Cozart. There will be some outstanding girl basketball players in that 11th Region Championship tonight. We will step out here and take a break and come back here with more action here at about 4 minutes away from the tip here, as we have Henry Clay and Dunbar battling here for the Final Four.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Let me fix them for you.
No. You are not White, Greer, and Maggard.
I'm sort of like White, Greer, and Maggard. I'm local, love smiles, love to fix things.
No.
Sorta you isn't you. White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 6 Lexington area locations.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burnt.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
I don't really.
You wouldn't do it there.
You gotta be crazy.
So don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
At Central Bank, we like to call ourselves your friendly neighborhood financial experts because we get to help an entire community of customers achieve their financial dreams. So whether you're opening a checking account or buying your first home, you've got a team of local experts to coach you all the way.
Wow.
See what 70 years of experience can do for your financial future with Central Bank.
How many times are you going to drive off with those things?
Official bank of UK Athletics.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
And we are back at Alumni Coliseum. We got a really good crowd in here for this semifinal game. Coach Lee DeForest joins me, Gary Ball, William Warfield producing, and what a nice crowd in here, Coach DeForest.
Yeah, it's exciting. Everybody wants to come at this time of year because they know what's at stake. They know what kind of games. They know what kind of teams are playing at this time of year.
We're just about set for the starting lineups here for Lexington, Paul Arts, Dunbar, and Lexington, Henry Clay. First game tonight was won by Scott County. This afternoon. It's just natural to say night when you're doing basketball, but these are afternoon games. Only afternoon games we have all year at the regional tournament. Let's go to the public address announcer.
And now, Let's meet our starting lineups. First, for the Blue Devils and Henry Clay. Out of District 42, wearing their black uniforms, truth and white at guard. A 6'1" senior, number 00, Isaiah Tisdale. A 6'3" senior, number 3, Leander Ridgway. A 6'3" sophomore, number 23, Justin Mitchell. Senior, number 30, Jarquise Simpson. A 6'5" senior, number 44, Jordan Houston. The Blue Devils are coached by Daniel Brown. And now the Bulldogs of Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School. Out of District 43, wearing their white uniforms, dripping black and red at guard. A 6' senior, number 0, Jordan Lewis. 6'5" junior, number 4, Dontel Brown. And 6'2" junior, number 11, Tavion Hollingsworth. And 6'3" senior, number 13, Justin Kelly. And 6'4" senior, number 23, Darius Williams. The Bulldogs are coached by Scott Chalk.
Starting lineups, thanks to the public address announcer, and it will be Isaiah Tisdale, Leander Ridgway. It will be Justin Mitchell. It will be Jaquise Simpson and Jordan Houston. That's for Clay. And for Dunbar, Jordan Lewis, Dontel Brown, Tavion Hollingsworth, Justin Kelly, who I really like, and Darius. I think Kelly's one of the most unsung heroes on this Dunbar basketball team because of the way the great soccer kid plays defense and gets those key rebounds when you need him to. He's just a great basketball player that's on a team that's got 3 Division I players.
Yeah, you don't win as many games as they have playing the competition they have unless you have those kind of role players that understand their role. They're able to, he adds to so many other variables than just scoring. And it's going to be interesting to see what kind of game we got. You hear the crowd here. It's a big exciting game.
It's into it, and Henry Clay will be in the black with the blue and the gold trim. Dunbar in the white with the red and the black trim. Dontel Brown will go up against Jordan Houston. That's going to be a great matchup between those two guys here, the two bigs, Dontel Brown and Houston. Set for basketball. Winner against Scott County in the championship Monday night. Coming down with the ball, and that is Tisdale with it. Tisdale will work on Tavion Hollingsworth. Swing it over to Ridgway, trying to go down to Houston. Houston on Brown, backing in. Houston, a hook shot rolls in there. Nice start for big 6'5" Jordan Houston, the senior center.
Nice touch there.
Got the kind roll, as they say. Across the line is Jordan Lewis. Out top gets a pick, bounces over down to Darius Williams. Williams moves in. Williams lost a handle on it. Dontel Brown for Dunbar picks it back up. Brown hands it now to Darius Williams, and Williams to the basket off glass, and he rolls in as he went right at Justin Mitchell. We're tied at 2. There's a jumper right side, trying to bank it in over there for Henry Clay was Simpson, and jump ball call, possession arrow is going to give it to Dunbar. We're tied at 2, Coach, with not quite a minute action played so far.
Yeah, it's exciting. Both teams are man-to-man pressure. You can see Williams getting involved here early, and Henry Clay, on the other hand, went right inside. They're just both playing right now, trying to feel each other out.
Tavion Hollingsworth, jumper, rolls in there. Nice touch by Tavion, so the Superstars have both baskets, and Dunbar has the early 4-2 lead. That's Tisdale. A long 3, back of the rim, no. Rebounded by Williams. Tisdale will jack that up from anywhere, won't he, Coach?
Oh, he's a great shooter. Here's Williams again getting involved early.
But great hands there by Leander Ridgway. As I say that, the official did not agree. He thought he got a piece of him. We're going to have a foul call. First foul on Ridgway. Team's first. 4-2 Dunbar. And you look over at that coaching staff, Scott Chalk, and you got right next to him, of course,
Marquise
Estel, the big fella. Williams with 3 as he knocked down the free throw. 1 of 3 early for Henry Clay. Dunbar still has not missed. 2 for 2 from the field and 2 for 2 at the line. 6-2 Dunbar. Good start for the Bulldogs.
Oh, yeah. Now they're picking up full court press here. Trying to make Tisdale work. That's hard to do.
Pun Tisdale works across on Hollingsworth. The lefty gets a pick out top. Tisdale slides left, goes in, hangs, scoops, and scores. What a nice move by Isaiah Pun Tisdale. 6-4 Dunbar. Lewis cut off, picks it back up, goes to Darius Williams. He slides in and puts it up, and Mitchell there with good rebound, and long pass comes to Tisdale, stops, goes into the paint area, dumps it to Houston, and the lay-in. What a pass by Tisdale.
What a pass.
We're tied at 6. 5:58 to go. These are two really good basketball teams. Backdoor to Williams. I mean, both these teams, obviously, and I've seen a lot of the Louisville teams play, some of the top teams in Northern Kentucky. I've not seen Christian County play this year, but these two teams are good enough to win the whole thing. I'm talking the state tournament.
They are. Well, both teams have the talent that you need to win the entire thing. And
Hollingsworth to the basket, stopping. Well, no, Porno stuck it up, no, and we're going to have a foul called. How about that? Tavion Hollingsworth had the wherewithal. The ball's coming off the board. He tips back up his own miss. He's
with
like
one
he's playing volleyball.
Yeah, and that's one thing I know as a guard. It's unusual, but he can get in the basket. He can get to the rim. He reminds you a little bit, if you remember the NBA, Jason Kidd back in the day, would get in there and he can rebound really well for his size there.
Hollingsworth, who has 2 at the line, and it rolls out of there. That's the first miss from the line. Matter of fact, his shot he missed was the first miss of the game. I mean, as we get our stat monitor back up. Yeah, now they're saying they're 2 for 4, so 2 misses there. Got the second one. Tavion Hollingsworth. You know, at one point this year, the junior was averaging 32 points a game after about 5 or 6 ball games this year. I mean, he cooled off to about 25.
Well, right, and I'm sure that he did that just because you have so much other talent on the team. You see on these ball screens, they're trying to force Tisdale to go right, but he's so good with his left, he's getting back over the top.
Houston faking, nice move, powers it up, no. Houston goes back and gets it, and he goes now to Tisdale. Simpson kicks it in the corner, and there's a shot, knocked down over there. Nice shot by Justin Mitchell. First basket for Mitchell, and the 8-7 lead for Clay. Henry Clay on top now. 8-7. Boy, that was a nice shot by Mitchell out of that baseline.
That was a good shot. And Henry Clay did a great job of stopping the transition.
Williams tried to spin, tried to use the left hand, but didn't get enough on that one. Here comes Tisdale. Jaquez Simpson, ball knocked up in the air, picked up there by Hollingsworth. Man, when something like that happens, you really see the athleticism of these two clubs. There's Hollingsworth to the basket, put it up, no, and we're going to have a charge call on Hollingsworth. He went down hard and holding his knee a little bit, and I believe that was Big Jordan Houston there to take that.
Yeah, and that's one thing Henry Clay I know is going to focus on. You've got to stop Dunbar in transition on turnovers, rebounds, even makes and misses. You've got to get back and stop that initial charge they're so good at.
Tisdale has the one great move to the basket where he laid it in, working, getting picks high by Houston, using those, slicing the basket, a little hook shot, good. This kid is a player. 4 points for Tisdale.
If you're going to let him get to his left hand,
he's going to kill you.
He's going to kill you.
He's going to kill you every time. 10-7, that 3-point lead for Henry Clay, their biggest. Kick it in the corner. Kelly trying to tie it up, and it rolls out there. It rolled halfway down for Kelly and came out. My goodness, and Justin just reaches over and says, man, that went halfway down.
We've played 3 minutes, 38 seconds. There's been 2 ties, 2 lead changes, jump ball.
Do you think we're going to have a pretty competitive game? You just look at look at Mr. Houston walking over. You can see everybody is focused in this game, and they all, I know it's cliche, but they definitely all have their game faces on.
They do, and they're playing. They know what's at stake, and when you have so many talented players on the court at one time, it's just exciting to watch and be a part of.
It's incredible. And look at this talented player, Jordan Jones, normally a starter. He doesn't even start now, but he does come back. And Paul Price, I mean, we saw him light it up over the Catholic tournament.
Big-time shooter, scorer.
He checks in.
Good player.
Tisdale. Houston, they give it up now to Mitchell. Mitchell, strong move to the basket. There's a charge called. Dontel Brown, the outstanding football player there to take that. He likes the contact. Brown gets up and runs down forces. I like it. I like that. Hit me again.
Yeah, you're not going to hurt those guys. They have no problem stepping in front, lowered the shoulder there. I think that was a pretty easy call.
Yeah, I thought it was a good call, too. I know at times some people think we're a little tough on the officials, but, get over it. 4:07, 10-7. Henry Clay on top. Williams goes to the basket, and Williams with the left hand rolls off. Nice rebound, ripped off by Henry Clay. And there to get it was Jordan Jones, who just checked in. Tisdale, free throw line, partially blocked, and a foul call is going to go on Hollingsworth. Yeah, that is 2 on Tavion, and well, that's big.
That's a game changer. That's the guy you've got
Well,
guarding.
no, I think they only got him with 1. Yeah, now they put. They're a little, like I said, they are a little slow on the board here to refresh things, but that is 2 on him.
Yeah, he's quick enough to try to guard Tisdale. I know they're taking him out here, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough now. You got to pay attention to what Tisdale is going to try to do on the offense.
But this is where Jordan Brown, who came in for him, the significant minutes he's getting here late in the season are paying dividends, because Jordan Brown has played very well for Dunbar here, played well throughout the district tournament.
He has. I'm sure he's up to the challenge. I just know how difficult it is.
Great hustle there by
Tisdale.
Jordan Jones, trying to hustle there against Dontel Brown, knocked it out of bounds. 11-7, Henry Clay. And Coach DeForest, what has Clay done to get this 4-point lead over this good Dunbar team with Hollingsworth on the bench with 2 fouls?
Well, it's hard to say what they're doing right now. Williams isn't finishing at the rim. He usually finishes these plays. He's getting to the basket, not finishing.
There's a 3, a deep 3. That's off the rim, though. And Tisdale really climbed the ladder for that one. Hands it over to Mitchell, back to Tisdale. Kicks it over now, and here's Price's 3-pointer off the rim. No. There's Kelly with a good box out on Houston. Good job by 6'2" Justin Kelly. Here's Lewis, and to the basket, no, and rebounded by Jordan Houston. Let's look at Jordan Houston so far. It's his 3rd rebound. 3:12 in the first. Tisdale stops from 3, in and out. Tapped up, and Kelly's got it on the tip there by Brown. Long pass to Williams on the far side. Darius stops, he lines up another 3. Got it!
There you go. It's only a matter of time. They're missing shots they normally make. If they keep getting those looks, they're going to be tough to deal with.
11-10. With Hollingsworth on the bench, Darius Williams and Jordan Lewis usually step it up a little bit, and that's what we saw there with Williams nailing that deep NBA 3. 11-10, Henry Clay. Winner gets Scott County, a 58-50 winner earlier over Lafayette in the 11th Region Championship Monday night. Out of the corner, Price, a high arcing 3, in and out. Rebounded by Jordan Lewis.
And that's going to be open if they're doubling Tisdale so early like that.
Dunbar can take the lead on this trip. Lewis, a little contact there, and we're going to have a foul on Jordan Jones. That is going to be the 4th team foul against Henry Clay. Dunbar's only committed 2 team fouls, but unfortunately for them, it's their best player, Tavion Hollingsworth, who was named by the 11th Region coaches as 11th Region Player of the Year.
Yep. It's going to take its toll as the game goes on, just the plays he's able to make, finishing inside, rebounding inside, his defense, things you really don't see in a stat sheet.
Vince Clark has checked in for Dunbar. He's got the ball deep in the corner from Lewis there, and just back to Jordan Lewis. Lewis thought about the 3, angles with the left side now, and being worked there by Price. Down low, Clark. He scoops it back to Lewis. He launches a long 3 off the right side of the iron, no, and rebounded there nicely by Justin Mitchell. So many good athletes, as you said, Coach, on this floor. Price open from 3, off the rim again. He's 0 for 3, but stuck back up and in. Nicely done there by Clay's Chriselle Mitchell. Checked in the game under the radar, as I call it. 13-10.
Got to get something easier besides these pull-up, off the dribble, and catch and shoot 3s. They got to try to get to the rim if you're a Dunbar fan.
3-pointer will tie it up. Lewis stops from just inside the free throw line, misses it, bounces out of there. Price has got numbers. Price, right side of Lewis, stops high arcer, knocks it down from about 10. He kept shooting 3s. He couldn't get them to go, and Paul Price nails the 10-footer. 15-10, Henry Clay.
I don't know if anybody that's a tough shot. In transition, pull up, about a 12-footer. Nothing but net. I don't know. That's a tough shot. It went in. Good take. Let's see what Dunbar can get going here. Look a little rattled here early with the shot selection. I hope they can get it inside here.
Well,
Watch Lewis.
Lee, they looked a little rattled here with Tavion Hollingsworth on the bench.
Sure.
2 fouls. The superstar. Lewis
there
to the basket with the left hand, a little short on it, short-armed it. Coming out there with it is Tisdale. Down the middle, Tisdale shaking and baking and putting it up and in. Tisdale with 7. The lead is 7, 17-10, Henry Clay. 56 seconds here, first quarter action, and Coach Scott Chalk wants a timeout. He needs one. Timeout, Dunbar. Henry Clay 17 and Dunbar 10. We'll be back. Henry Clay shooting 53%, just 23%. When you're not shooting higher than the temperature outside, which last time I checked was about 35, 40 degrees, that's not a good sign. But, you know, it's only the first quarter. Scott County really got hot in that second half after a slow start in that game against Lafayette, who led by 10 at halftime. And Scott County came back and beat them by 8, 58-50. So who knows? Clark to Jordan Lewis. Lewis, the younger brother of Donnie Lewis, a great player. Here's Brown and put it up and in. They're going to call a charge. And Dontel Brown thought it should have been the and one, but foul's going to be on big Dontel Brown, the big 6'7" junior.
It's the toughest call in basketball.
Block charge, toughest call in basketball.
Was he moving under him, but did he have position? I mean, I don't know. It's either way there. Let's see what Dunbar's got to get something going down here on defense. You've got Henry Clay shooting 53%, as you said.
And you got Keyston Brown, the freshman, the son of a coach. He's in there. Brown in there. That's Paul Price, who knocked down the jumper, to Tisdale, who has 7. Over comes to Jordan Houston. Back to Tisdale. 15 seconds. Lewis was on Tisdale. Tisdale trying to cut off of it. Houston's got it. Gives it back to Tisdale, down to 8 seconds.
Here we go.
Lewis, a good defender on Tisdale. Tisdale spinning out of it. Tisdale to the basket, hanging with the right hand, though. Tapped around, and that's going to be the first quarter. Good quarter for Henry Clay. Blue Devils 17, Bulldogs of Dunbar 10. We'll return with second quarter action thanks to White, Greer, and Maggard, our title sponsor. White, Greer, and Maggard.
I am Lee, and I'm happy with my smile.
And I'm other Lee, and I ain't happy with my smile.
I went to White, Greer, and Maggard, and they fixed my smile for me.
And I never smile, and that's why I'm having some alone time here at dinner.
I love that I can go to White, Greer, and Maggard with all my questions.
And I love that I don't have to brush my teeth at night.
Don't be like this, me. Go to White, Greer, and Maggard for a picture-perfect smile.
Gary Ball with Coach Lee DeForest here at the Final Four of boys 11th region, 17-10 as we start the second quarter. Lewis, left side, Lewis looking down low. Here's Brown turning and won't go for Dontel, and ripped off by Henry Clay. There comes Tisdale out of there with it. Tisdale had 7 points in that first half looking. Bounces now to Jordan Houston working on Brown. Houston, hook shot, won't go. Tapped up, no. Knocked around, and Jordan Houston gets it back for Henry Clay. Goes to Tisdale. Tisdale, free throw line, hanging, partially blocked there by Lewis. And pulling out of there, Hollingsworth, who's back in there with those 2 fouls. Hollingsworth, 7:22 to go here in the first half of the regional tournament at Eastern. Gary Ball, lead to Force, William Moorfield. Hollingsworth to the basket, no. Gets his own miss, and then powers it up, no, but he'll go to the line and shoot a couple of free throws. How is Tavion Hollingsworth so good at getting to the basket. I mean, he just seems to find a way to that basket, no matter who he's playing against.
I know, and if he doesn't make the first one, I think we mentioned that earlier today, he's one of those guards that's able to get a rebound, and his second jump is just as good as his first jump. And so even though he missed the floater, he's the first one to land, go back up, and he always gets it with two hands, and then he's under control inside and able to draw the foul.
Made the free throw, and he now has 4 points, and it is 17-11. Henry Clay on top of Dunbar. Hollingsworth, after they won the Traditional Bank Classic back in late December after Christmas, they were the #1 ranked team in the state, Coach, this Dunbar team.
Yeah, they have all the talent, all the pieces you need. I know Tisdale maybe disagrees with us right now, but interesting to watch these two athletes out here matching up, Lewis and Tisdale.
Tisdale lefty, but going to his right out to Price. He thought about it, moves in. Price throws it up, banks it home. Nice job there by Paul Price. 4 points for the senior, 5'10" senior. 19-12, Henry Clay, 6:46 to go in the first half.
He scores a lot for them off the bench, doesn't he, Gary?
At one point this season, he was averaging 12 points off the bench. Hollingsworth knocks down the 2-point jumper from 17. 19-14, Henry Clay by 5. That's Tisdale. Lewis strips in, gets a piece of it, comes out there with it. Price in tow, and Lewis off glass, put it in. Nice shot there by Jordan. First basket by Lewis. Henry Clay needs a timeout now. 6:21 to go in the first half. Henry Clay 19, Dunbar 16. And Coach, we'll keep it here, but Coach, tell us so far, give us some numbers there.
Sure. Henry Clay, I mean, they were shooting 50%. They're still shooting 45, which is great. You've got, on the other hand, home team here, Dunbar shooting 29%. You know, and you can't really get too involved with the numbers. It's more about the players here. I mean, you can see Dunbar being more aggressive with Hollingsworth out there. Just a different team. You know, he didn't play the last 4 minutes of the first quarter, and that's when Henry Clay was able to build that lead. But here you got, Hollingsworth come out, missed the first one, got a rebound, scored. He just now hit a jump shot. They get a steal by Jordan Lewis against Tisdale. They've made a little bit of a run here with their starters back in the game.
That's for sure. What do you look for here after the timeout by Henry Clay?
Oh, I think Henry Clay's going to go right inside. They just started the game. If you watch Coach Brown's teams over the years, I think they're going to run some kind of action to get it right inside and try to get a post touch here and then play out of that. If nothing else, they'll go back out and run a pick and roll with Tisdale. And on the other end, it's interesting. I think you'll see Hollingsworth be more aggressive on the offensive end.
Got a nice crowd in here at this regional Final Four, like we thought we would, between these two outstanding teams. Both teams, when you look at the poll, all the polls are out. Henry Clay and Dunbar, both among the top 5 almost in any poll you look at. I think Christian County was #1 in the Bluegrass Preps poll. AP poll, though, really loves Dunbar and Henry Clay both.
And you have to. If you look at their schedule, you say both these teams have won 25 games at least in both those schedules you've seen. They have to be two of the top teams in the state. And just not to mention the 11th region, the teams that they play day in and day out in that region. Just prepares them for that statewide schedule.
Tisdale with 7 points, couple of rebounds. Jordan Houston 4 points, 4 rebounds. Jones with 4 rebounds. Hollingsworth with 7 points. But right now the rebounding edge +4 for Clay, 14-10. They have more rebounds than Dunbar. 19-16, 6:21 to go here in the first half at Alumni Coliseum. Final Four tonight, 7:30. Franklin County, Bryan Station girls battle for they got an issue with the one basket off to our left here. Matter of fact, they're bringing it down. So they're going to try to fix that basket. Hugh Davis there, who's so supportive here of everything at the EKU over there. And they're working on the foam, rubber on the side of it, the foam that helps protect the basket.
Yeah.
There's an issue with that.
Probably just throw some tape on it here and get ready. Kind of gives us an extended break. I think one of the big differences.
Wouldn't you like to have been the man that invented duct tape?
Yeah.
I mean, you would be laughing all the way to the back.
Well,
you probably have duct tape in tow.
Yeah, sure. I had to pick an invention. I guess I'll take. I guess I would take duct tape.
I would take the iPhone.
Oh, yeah, the iPhone's not bad either. That guy invented a few things, didn't he?
Sure did.
Yeah, but What do you think about Paul Price here coming off the bench with 4 points? We saw him. I just mentioned him over the break.
And you know what I like about him? Even though he had some good looks at threes, none of those three, he tried 3 of them. None of them fell. But he kept doing what shooters do, shoot the basketball. Finally, he's got a couple to drop here now. And as you said, that 12-foot jumper he pulled up on was a really sweet jumper.
Yeah, and you like that. I think Coach Brown has faith in him and told him probably, hey, when you come in, look to score and be aggressive, because it's not like he's hesitated one bit on the offensive end. He's done a great job. You know, he's came out and played well on defense as well. And, you know, it's interesting to watch these two teams really feel each other out. I mean, you know Tisdale likes to go left. You know they've said, hey, keep him off his left, but what's he do? He gets to his left.
Yeah.
Players are going to just be able to do what they've done all year, and it's just going to come down to really rebounding, making plays here in the end.
One thing you can see, you're a coach, from that game they played back on February 11th, Jordan Houston is coming out. No matter how high Jordan Lewis is, Jordan Houston's coming out and setting a pick for Tisdale every time. So that's probably something they picked up in that first game they met back in February 11th.
Yeah, and it's interesting you mentioned their pick and roll defense, because right now they were trying to force it to the right, but they jumped out and they brought Williams back in here. But it's interesting to see if they're going to keep trying to force it right, if they're maybe even double team Tisdale once he gets hot off that high pick and roll. So let's see what happens.
Dunbar only shooting 30%, Henry Clay 45%. Tisdale's got the ball. It's over Daniel Brown. Henry Clay and Dunbar 19-16. Blue Devils on top of Bulldogs. And there's some contact there, and Lewis is going to bump with Tisdale, and a foul's going to be called there on Mr. Jordan Lewis. That'll be his first foul. Let's look at the team foul situation, Lee. That is 5 team fouls against Dunbar, 5 against Henry Clay here with 6:09 to go in the first half. 19-16, Clay the lead in leather. Paul Price has got it way out there on Darius Williams. Price, stomping, looking now, comes to Tisdale. Isaiah, of course, his older brother Jeremiah played there, had the ACL injury last year. Tisdale, the scoop and score. 9 for Tisdale. Boy, that was quick, wasn't it?
That is. He changes directions. You know, it's really hard to tell, but he changes directions so well, able to finish with the left on the right side.
21-16. Henry Clay by 5. 5:40 in the first half. There's Tavion Hollingsworth over to Jordan Lewis. Bounce pass to Williams, posting up on Mitchell. Throws a high arcer up. No. Battle for it. Coming out of there with it is Tisdale. Long pass to Price. Price hangs, though Tisdale there to follow, won't go, tapped up and in there, and that's going to be credited to Jordan Jones with the follow, 23-16. Here's Williams faking, throwing it up, and in front of the iron, no, rebounded by Henry Clay. Good rebound there by Justin Mitchell. Tisdale head to the right side, missed it, followed up, and put in there by Jones. Back-to-back follow-ups by Jordan Jones.
They're really killing them inside right now on the offensive glass. They've got, you could see 19 rebounds right now in the game to only 10 rebounds.
Plus 9, and that's the score. They're up 9 points. They got 9 more rebounds. Kind of coincidence, I guess.
Yeah, and Williams, you know, he's 2 for 8 right now. Maybe try to get to the rim a little bit more, see what Hollingsworth can do.
Dontel Brown to Kelly. He goes baseline. Back to Dontel Brown on Houston. Back to Justin Kelly. Bounces over to Darius Williams with Jones on him. Long shot, Williams, no. Kind of falling back on that one, Coach.
Yeah, you'd like to see him be a little more patient. I'd like to see Hollingsworth be a little more aggressive. Here's going inside.
Houston now faking and is going to hook it up, no. And good defense there by Dontel Brown, holding his ground, rebounded by Williams. Here comes Lewis, 4:07 in the first half, and Dunbar down 9. Looking for Dontel Brown, catches it, throws it up and in, and there was some kind of good move there by Dontel Brown, a little bit of contact, but
strong move there.
Strong move, exactly. 25-18, Brown cuts it back to 7. 3:50 to go here. What a great crowd in here at Alumni Coliseum. Thanks for watching here on PrepSpin, the Girls Championship tonight at 7:30. Franklin County Bryan Station Boys Championship Monday. We're going to have a timeout by Henry Clay and Daniel Brown. That's going to be 30 seconds. 3:40 to go. That'll give us time to tell you about all of our sponsors. White, Greer, and Maggard, Raising Cane's Chicken, Whitaker Bank, UK Sports Medicine, Central Bank, Bob Roberts Insurance, Joe and John, and all the folks at Roberts Insurance. Also the Scholastic Ball Report, Saturdays at noon on the CW. High school highlights and teams of the week, Sutherland Chevrolet Drive of the week, all that. And check out my Sunday morning talk show, WBLK, tomorrow morning. Josh Moore. Josh Moore, the Herald Leader sports writer, high school preps, will join us tomorrow on 590 WVLK from 9 to 11. Josh Moore, our special guest tomorrow, Coach DeForest, on the WVLK Sunday Morning Sports Talk Show.
It's a great show, I heard.
You've been on. What are you
Oh,
talking
I know,
about?
I know.
You've been on a couple times.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Putting in play will be Henry Clay's Justin Mitchell. He goes to Isaiah Tisdale. Tisdale looks like Dunbar is going to drop into a 2-3. In the middle it goes, and they try to throw it down low as Jones was trying to go to Houston, and Houston pointed over to Price saying he should have gone over to him. So the thing about these Clay players, man, they love playing the game and they communicate well out there. Tisdale, Kelly on him. 3:27. Price thought about that 3 for a second, and then he thinks the better of it. 7-point lead for Henry Clay, 25-18 here at the 11th Region Final Four. Mitchell got it. Justin Mitchell, nice looking jumper just inside the free throw line, and lead back to 9, 27-18. There's Hollingsworth a long three, and that's front of the iron, no good. That wasn't, they're yelling air ball, but it got rim. Now they shut up and they realize it hit the rim. 27-18, 2:52 in the first half. Mitchell finding the seam, goes to the basket, lays it up and in. Mitchell, they hit that jumper, and I think they go, is he going to jump that up there again? He said, no, I'm going to take it to the basket with my left hand. That's an 11-point lead. Hollingsworth, and he's going to be fouled by Mitchell.
I mean, if you're just watching this game, it's an 11-point lead, but it's really all about the shot selection. Dunbar shooting 27%, Henry Clay shooting 48%. And you talk about shot selection, you want to get good shots, but let's give credit to Henry Clay. They're not giving you anything inside. They're defending the drive, and Hollingsworth's back out.
Back out as Jordan Lewis comes in. They just don't want him to pick up that third foul before halftime. Darius Williams looking, gets it over to Lewis. 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Lewis lines up a three, and that skips off the iron no. And there's Darius Williams to track it down on the baseline. Good hustle by Williams with Houston on him. Williams to the basket, hanging and putting it in, and we're going to have the soup and the sandwich for Darius Williams.
Nice job, Williams. Great take, strong finish through the contact. The guy was a little bit late rotating there. Maybe that'll get Williams going here. He's 3 of 10 right now from the field. He's being aggressive on offense. Shot just haven't fall for him. And on the other hand, Henry Clay comes down, and they're shooting 48%. They're getting really anything they want inside the lane right now.
They're 14 of 29.
They've got 21. They're still +9 with the rebounds there. 21 rebounds so far to Dunbar's 12.
Edge for the Bulldogs at the line. They're 5 of 6 and just 1 of 2 for Henry Clay.
Haven't missed.
And Williams completes that three-point play. He's got 10 now. Tisdale has 9. He's got the ball. 29-21. Dunbar fans, the dog pound getting fired up. Price lost the handle on the ball, so didn't have enough time. He's working left, fires it up. That's an air ball pulled out of there by Darius Williams. Williams wanting to push it. Williams into the lane, throws it up, blocked away there by Jones. Coming out of there with it is Crizell Mitchell. Here's a steal by Lewis. He's got to his right. Lewis is going to bank it home. He thought about passing, but Jordan Lewis with the glass, went off glass. 29-23. I think the block by Jones and then the taunting
got him fired up, didn't it?
Tisdale outside, long three, front of the iron, no. And that's going to be a foul there, and it's going to go on Henry Clay. It's going to go on Jordan Jones.
Yeah, you got to try to stay under control. Something you hear coaches talk about all the time. You love the emotional plays. You just have to try to stay under control. Nice block.
29-23, and at the line will be Williams. We're so far today, he's got 10 points on 3 of 3 from the charity stripe. Also has 5 rebounds.
Going back to that shot by Lewis, I'd like to see how many people could hit that. Going to their left, pick up, go float through the middle, bank it in on the run. that's a lot more difficult than it looks.
And if I'm Darius Williams, I'm okay with that because he made it. But if it hadn't gone in, I'm Darius Williams saying, maybe you should have passed that off.
Yeah, I think because then it would have been the other way. It was a 2-on-1, and if you miss a layup, now it's the other way out.
They got numbers.
Yeah, it's just but it went in. Hey, great job.
So we can have if Williams makes this, not only will we have 12 points, we'll have a 4-point ball game after Clay led by 11, and he makes it. Wow, 12 points for Darius Williams. And it's 29-25. Clay, a minute 26 here before intermission. Gary Ball, Coach Lee DeForest, and William Warfield producing the king of string. Houston backing in. Jordan hook shot, good.
Man, he's tough in there. Always turning over his left shoulder with a right jump hook, but it's hard to guard.
That was a big basket. They'd cut it to 29-25, and if anything, Clay needed a big basket there, and Houston delivered. Williams spinning, and we're going to have a whistle. And Coach Brown is
he's going to go back to the line now.
Yep. Darius talking with Jordan Lewis, Tavion Hollingsworth over on the bench giving some instruction, doing his coaching over there on the bench. And when you're as good as he is, you listen.
Yeah, that's true. And that was on Tisdale. That's his second.
I think you're right. No, I've only got him with one unless they haven't refreshed that yet.
Okay.
Tisdale's got the ball. Dontel Brown almost came in and picked that one off. Now to Houston. Houston looking for Tisdale. Tisdale bounces to Mitchell. He finishes, and it will count.
Was that a meeting at the summit?
Wow. Chriselle Mitchell. What a great bounce pass from. How many assists for Mr. Tisdale?
He's got 4 now.
4 assists.
4 assists, 5 rebounds, 9 points.
Not a bad day at the office. And we're talking 36 seconds in the first half. Mitchell knocks it down. 34-25, and remember Dunbar had it down to 29-25, and now it is 34-25. .36 seconds. Yeah, you got it down 29-25. Yeah, you're thinking, okay, all of a sudden, look up, it's 34-25. That's how good Henry Clay is. That's why they're in the top 5 in the state and have been pretty much all season.
Oh, yeah. Going to take the last shot here. You think, even though Henry Clay's in his zone.
They do have Tavion. He's over here hanging out on the left side.
Yeah, there'll be some kind of movement. It'll probably be a ball screen by 4.
Chriselle Mitchell out there paying him some attention. Darius Williams. Looks like he's being guarded over there by Jones.
Yeah, Brown's kind of giving it away. He's going to run up and screen. We'll see what happens.
Exactly. Down to 6 seconds. Lewis bounces to Darius Williams. Williams, left side, put it up, won't go. Tapped up, no, by Brown. And the first half will head to the second, and Darius thought he was fouled. Yeah, so Darius Williams and Tavion now talking. And we got halftime now, and it's 34-25. Boy, Darius Williams is really upset that he didn't get the call there, Coach.
Yeah, he is. You got another half to play. Late game, officials will rarely call like sort of body fouls with the shot running off when you have to shoot with 5-6 seconds to go. And, they rarely call it if you jump in and create contact. You're not going to get that. But he's done a good job of getting to the line. He's, if you can see, he's 5 of 6 at the line by being aggressive. So he was trying to attack the basket, wanted to get in there again. So it's been an exciting first half. Both teams are fighting, sort of feeling their way out. But we'll see in the second half what adjustments both coaches make.
Henry Clay behind Isaiah Pun Tisdale, looking impressive. They lead by 9, but hey, let's go back to the first game. Lafayette led by 10 at halftime and lost by 8 to Scott County, so anything can happen. We'll come back with more here on the PrepSpin. 34-25, Henry Clay on top here at halftime, leading Dunbar.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Let me fix them for you.
No, you are not White Greer and Maggard.
sort of like White, Greer, and Maggard. I'm local, love smiles, love to fix things.
No.
Sorta you isn't you. White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 6 Lexington area locations.
Choosing a college is about setting a course, a path that leads to your destination. At EKU, the adventure is what lies in between. Eastern Kentucky University. Great journeys begin here.
Hey, great party.
Oh, thanks. Here you go. 1 hamburger, medium well.
This is well done.
No. That's medium well.
What? Are you calling me a liar? This thing is practically burned.
That's it. You're not gonna come to my house and tell me how to cook a hamburger.
I don't grill it for you.
You wouldn't do it there.
Gotta be crazy.
So, don't do it here. Sportsmanship. It's up to you.
At Central Bank, we like to call ourselves your friendly neighborhood financial experts because we get to help an entire community of customers achieve their financial dreams. So whether you're opening a checking account or buying your first home, you've got a team of local experts to coach you all the way.
Wow.
See what 70 years of experience can do for your financial future with Central Bank.
How many times are you going to drive off with those things?
Official bank of UK Athletics.
By the numbers, Whitaker Bank loves the Kentucky communities we serve.
Whitaker Bank supports 496 Kentucky schools.
Over 282,000 students benefit from Whitaker Bank's Kentucky education initiatives.
Whitaker Bank has contributed almost $441,000 to education programs for the advancement of Kentucky's youth.
We share your passion, Kentucky.
Love the bank that loves you back.
Whitaker Bank is uniquely Kentucky.
I am Lee, and I'm happy with my smile.
And I'm other Lee, and I ain't happy with my smile.
I went to White, Greer, and Maggard, and they fixed my smile for me.
And I never smile, and that's why I'm having some alone time here at dinner.
I love that I can go to White, Greer, and Maggard with all my questions.
And I love that I don't have to brush my teeth at night.
Don't be like this, me. Go to White, Greer, and Maggard for a picture-perfect smile.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Kentucky's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Kentucky High School Athletic Association and the Kentucky High School Athletic Directors Association.
We are back here at Alumni Coliseum. Gary Ball with Coach Lee DeForest. And Coach, if you would, take a look at those first half numbers. We still got several minutes before the start of the second half. 34-25, Henry Clay on top of Dunbar here at halftime.
Yeah, I think the biggest number, if you take a look at the game, the way it's going, is a 16 of 33. Henry Clay shooting 48% from the field, and on the other hand, Dunbar 8 of 28. Shooting 28% from the field, and that creates the rebound discrepancy that we have. With Henry Clay leading with 23 overall rebounds, 7 offensive, and Dunbar with 16 rebounds. It's really been that. It's just really been a tale of one group's defense is able to take the other team out of anything clean, and on the other hand, Henry Clay is getting the basketball into the paint. It doesn't matter if they're in man or zone. they've been able to get the ball into the paint and rebound and finish inside.
Speaking of rebounding, one guy that's not getting enough love from us is Jordan Jones. 7 rebounds in that first half. Jones was huge, and of course he had those a couple nice baskets. So that young man's come up big for Henry Clay. That's why they win that. They're winning that rebounding edge, 23-16, because that young man who came did get to start tonight, but 7 rebounds in the first half.
Yeah, and your best players have to come out and play their best games in the biggest games. And you've got Isaiah Tisdale here. He's got 5 rebounds, 9 points, 4 assists. He's doing it all for him, controlling the basketball. On the other hand, Dunbar, with the 3 talented players, I guess a big 3, you haven't really had anybody take control on offense. You've had different people in different spurts, and I know, Darius Williams has 12 points, but he's also 3 of 12 from the field.
Yeah, he's really struggled from the field. You're right.
And then you have Hollingsworth. What he's able to do, he's got 7 points, 3 rebounds. He's 2 of 5 from the field. And then Jordan Lewis is 2 of 7. But Jordan's has a tremendous task on defense. It's tough to ask him to come out and take over on offense as well if he's going to try to slow down Tisdale on the defensive end. You expect second half here Hollingsworth to really step up. I mean, he's player of the year in the region, to really come out and try to take over, maybe trying to create shots for Williams to catch and shoot. Williams is a good catch and shoot, 3-point shooter. So let's see what happens there.
I'm watching him here as you talk, Coach, and he's really holding his right shoulder when he shoots in warm-ups. He's kind of working with that right shoulder. You see him hold it there, kind of like he's having a little bit of an issue with his right shoulder. That could be why he's 3 for 12 from the field. But we'll see if he gets it going here in the second half. I'll tell you what, Coach, this Lexington Henry Clay bunch, that's a good ball club.
It's a good ball club, and they play well together. They all know their roles. They have different things they're good at. They know offensively, hey, Price comes in off the bench. He knows what to do. He tries to score points for them. They have huge post kids in the middle that have been taking care of business. And then you got your superstar, Tisdale, who, really, they've run this high ball screen play 5 or 6, times in the first half, and they always seem to get something good off of it, even if it's a miss by Tisdale. He draws help, and on that miss, they're able to rebound and finish inside.
When you look at the Mitchells, Justin and Crizel, 11 points in the first half for the Mitchells.
7 rebounds.
Yeah, so those kids aren't getting enough love too. So we have just a couple minutes away from the start of the second half, Coach, and what do you expect in the second half?
I expect more of the same if I'm Henry Clay. Hey, come out and get into them. Come out and play as hard as you can on defense. Keep rebounding, keep going inside. And then on the other hand, I expect Dunbar to try to figure it out, maybe on their offensive attack. It hasn't looked as clean as it has in the past, and part of that has to do, of course, with Henry Clay, but maybe they'll pick up their transition game here in the second half.
Coach, I had to bring it up. West Jessamine, Casey County the other night. Casey County got the win, what was it, about 22?
Yeah, about 22. And at the end of the year, both teams playing their best. We came out, we did what we've done the last second half of the season. We pressed, and we got turnovers early, but we never really got in a rhythm offensively, and they were scoring. And then at that point, when they had a double-digit point, lead, you have to press, So we went for broke, and unfortunately, it didn't work out for our guys or our kids, but doesn't take anything away from the year that our kids had. I think they played well and were competitive all year. And Casey County playing their best basketball here late. They did what they had to do. They handled the pressure, and they were able to score. And good luck to them.
What's the rest of the region? What's the 12th look like?
Oh well, you've got Mercer County Southwestern will be in the top half of the bracket. That's. Some would say maybe that's the regional championship, whoever wins that game. And on the lower half,
saying that this is the regional
yes,
championship.
Yes, exactly. And on the lower end, you have on the other end, you have Boyle County playing Casey County. Boyle County upset Wayne.
And you do have the eraser, Keith Elkins.
Yeah, that's going to be different.
Elkins.
They won't be able to. Casey was able to score inside against us pretty easily. They will not.
I might have called him Keith. That's the play-by-play voice for the Lexington Legends, Keith Elkins.
Yeah, it'll be a little different. Yeah. Should be, but you got to. It'll be great. You'll see Steve Adams, May Stallworth there, both coaches of Boyle and Casey. It'll be an interesting matchup.
It'll be Jordan Houston, Justin Mitchell, Isaiah Tisdale, Leander Ridgway. And, Ridgway, your other big star, didn't score a point in that first half.
I expect maybe they'll go right back inside here to.
And you got Jaquez Simpson. That's your starters for Henry Clay in the black. They've got the lead here. They go over to Leander Ridgway to the basket. Ridgway, and he traveled with it. He thought he was tripped. Kelly, there was a knee on knee there, and Kelly shaking up a little bit.
And he's looked a little bit out of control, so they called the walk. If he's a little stronger, maybe they call the push.
Yeah, Justin Kelly's going to have to head to the Dunbar bench and being worked on there by the athletic trainers.
When he catch a knee, I guess.
Yeah, maybe a knee on knee. Those things hurt, man. All of us have gotten those in basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Jordan Lewis, Darius Williams, and Jordan Brown, Tavion Hollingsworth, and Dontel Brown. That's your starters for Dunbar. We start the second half with Henry Clay up 9, 34-25, and Lewis and Dunbar being very patient on his first possession. They know how important it is. Go over to Jordan Brown, out to Dontel. To Williams. Williams in on Mitchell. Open from about 10. Won't go back at the rim. Still struggling from the field. 3 of 13 now.
That's just good defense. He got his body in there. Got the foul call.
Yeah, Justin Mitchell with a good job taking it strong to the basket. Got the foul. He will shoot 2 free throws. 7:09 here in the third with Lexington Henry Clay and Lexington Paul Dunbar. And the Blue Devils 28-5 and Bulldogs 27-6.
Yeah, Justin's really made it tough on Darius on the other end. He's big enough, long enough. He can challenge you if you shoot it over him, but he's also strong enough to stay in front. So he's a great defender.
And Vince Clark comes in for Scott Chalk, and going to the bench is Jordan Brown. Justin Mitchell got the second one. He's got 7. The lead is 10 now, 35-25. Henry Clay by 10, leading Paul Dunbar, one of the top teams in the state. Henry Clay, number 5. Williams to the basket, and boy, nice move there by Darius Williams. 14 now. How about that, an off shooting night? He's got 14 points. That's not bad on an off night, huh?
No, that's a good strong move created there by Lewis's dribble handoff.
Tisdale, good pass to Houston. Out it goes now, and there's a jumper taken by Simpson.
Mitchell.
Won't go. Follow up and short by Mitchell, and good job there. Rebounded by Tavion. Long pass to Williams. Darius hanging, blocked there, and did they call the foul there on Tisdale? I think they did. Like it might have been a jump ball on Tisdale.
That's his third.
Yeah, number 3 on Tisdale. That's why he didn't like the call.
Well, I can tell you why he didn't like it. It looked like Williams was jumping into him a little bit, but I guess they called the slap down maybe maybe that's what they thought, and they subbed in their man here, Price.
But going out is going to be Simpson. They keep Tisdale in there. 6:34 in the third, 35-27, 35-28 as Darius Williams hits the second free throw, the 6'4" senior. Has he committed anywhere yet, Darius Williams, as far as colleges?
No, he hasn't. I haven't heard. Here they're coming out in their 3-2 zone. Interesting to see what they do. They got a shooter now off to the corner.
Tisdale in the middle. Ridgway jumps it back out. Jumper won't go for Mitchell. Rebounded by Dontel Brown. He runs into Houston. Now they give it to Lewis. Lewis, left elbow, about a 17-footer. Off the iron, no, nice rebound by Leander Ridgway. Ridgway wanting to pick up the pace, out stutter steps. Now off glass, and it won't go. And Ridgway not having one of his better games either. 35-28. Henry Clay by 7. They led by as many as 10. Lewis hands to Tavion Hollingsworth. He dumps it down low to Brown. Brown's going to power it up. No, there's a tip. Hollingsworth, no, rebounded by Houston as Tavion hits the floor. Here comes Tisdale out of there. Tisdale to the basket, hanging, throwing it up, and he's fouled. And Tisdale will go to the line, shoot a couple of free throws with 5:35 here in the third. The winner gets, if you're wondering, if you're just tuning in, well, for one thing, you missed some great basketball, but the winner gets Scott County. They came back from 10 down at half to beat a really good ball club from Lafayette, 58-50.
It was an interesting exchange we just watched. It was miss, and then you had a foul. Both of these teams are so good defensively. Everything you make, you really have to earn, and you wouldn't expect anything less in a regional semifinal here.
Tisdale's second one rolls in and out, 36-28. Tisdale with double figures now with 10. Lewis comes over to Hollingsworth, out top to Clark. The swing it to Williams to the basket, left-handedly. Nice tough shot there by Darius Williams, who's got 17, and the senior doesn't want to go home yet. To the basket, and foul called, and 2 shots, and Dontel Brown hit the floor pretty hard, and that will send Price to the line. And you got to, in this game, between these 2 teams, Coach, you got to be a man if you're going to take that ball to the hoop.
He drove all the way to the basket, jump stopped off 2 feet. I mean, what a take. And now Scott Chalk was upset already with he thought Williams got hit on the and one, and then he got the block charge and unfortunately got the wrong end of that. So they're having a little quick discussion about that.
And Dontel Brown, by the way, just picked up his 3rd foul for Dunbar.
Oh, man.
The big fella.
Yeah, he's there. He's really unsung hero for them. He's an anchor in the middle. They're going to need him.
Price connects on the 2nd free throw. And coming in for will be Trey Homer, the sophomore, number 22, coming in. First time we've seen him.
Well, just looking at the size of it, he's got good size on him, but he's not as thick, so it's going to be a little tough to rebound here with Henry Clay, as if it hasn't been already.
37-30, Coach. 5:05 in the 3rd. Gary Ball lead to 4. Here's Williams lining up the 3. Got it! Darius Williams. He's got 20 now. 20 on an off night.
Yeah, he's really picked it up here. He's made some shots here. He's 6 of 16 now.
Houston has the back tap from behind on the floor. Coming out of the way, great hustle by Clark. Still away, Lewis spinning off glass. What a move by Lewis. That was unreal. Tisdale to Leander Ridgway. He goes baseline. He's going to be bumped and fouled by Lewis, but what a great move down here. He brought the house down.
Well, he did, and he should. I mean, again, his ability to, I think it's just his ability. I haven't seen a lot of players able to make that bank shot like that, going off balance, off the wrong hand.
Price a long 3, off the iron, no. Great rebound, though, by Jones. Jones tries to dump it over to Houston. It goes off of Jordan.
Yeah. And he's telling them, just go up with it, let me rebound it. Those interior passes are so hard.
37-35, Henry Clay's lead. Here's Lewis, was 10, now it's 2. This has the earmarks of the Scott County Lafayette game when Lafayette led most of that game, but Scott County came here to the basket. Hollingsworth rolls off. Jordan Houston there to claim it. So Houston claims it, and he claims his 6th rebound. 37-35, another great 11th region semifinal game.
Yeah, this is awesome, and they go right back into that 3-2 zone. They stop guarding Henry Clay man.
Price, good.
What a shot.
Paul Price, 7. 39-35. Henry Clay by 4.
For Hollingsworth to get to the basket again, he did a great job last time, just didn't finish.
Trey Homer comes over to Darius Williams. Williams backs up, launches the 3, in and out. There's Houston. Hollingsworth gets it back.
Yeah.
Hangs on Jordan and put it in.
He's a rebounding guard.
Tavion. Here's Leander Ridgway, and that's off the mark. There's Tisdale to finish and put it up and in. What a great job by Tisdale. He's got a dozen.
So is he, I guess, right?
Tell you what, these kids can get up,
and they're switching here, Henry Clay, into a 2-3 zone.
There's Lewis. He's got a 40-inch vertical. Here's Williams, and he puts it up and in. Williams with 22 from Jordan Lewis. 41-39. 2-point lead for the Blue Devils. What a high school basketball game, Coach. Price thought about it. Moves a little bit closer. Dumps it down low. Picked off. Trey Homer's got it. Dunbar can tie it up.
Oh.
What a great move. Homer to the basket. Put it up. No. Whistle, foul call.
You see the emotion by Dunbar here. They sort of woke up here, starting to play a little more aggressive. Things are working out for them, able to build, but don't sleep on Henry Clay. They have one of the best players in the state in Tisdale. I'm sure he'll settle his team down here, even if it is a tie game at the end of these free throws.
Free throw by Homer is perfect. Trey Homer, a 6'4" sophomore, little used player, but we know how that is at tournament time. Little used players often have to step up and make the plays like Homer just did.
That's a big free throw here to tie it, just mentally for him.
So Homer make the steal, got the free throw. He's going to try to tie this up. We're tied. Trey Homer. We're tied at 41. 2:40 to go, and the crowd, as you can hear, Leander Ridgway. Ridgway comes over now to Price. Back to Ridgway. Bad pass. Hollingsworth's got it, and Hollingsworth hits the floor hard. And
yeah, this 3-2 zone it's sort of bothered them a little bit. I know Price hit that shot at the elbow, but it's allowed them to take Tisdale, making Tisdale be more of a facilitator and taking him out of the, he's not really driving to the basket now, so.
Back in Jones, and he's back in with those 8 rebounds. They're going to give Tisdale a breaker. They also don't want Isaiah to pick up that 4th foul with 2:25 in the third. Oh, they did call a foul on him on that. I thought it was just knocked out of bounds. I guess they did call a foul on Tisdale. Excuse me. We missed that one.
Wow, that's his 4th.
Yeah. Lewis. Shot won't go. Stuck back up and in by Dunbar.
He's a tough guy. He's tough to match up with, Hollingsworth is.
That was a great follow there by Tavion, and he has 11 now. 43-41, Dunbar with the lead. Tisdale on the bench for Hendry Clay. Leander Ridgway's got to step up. Jordan Houston back to Leander Ridgway. A long 3 off the iron, no. Minute 53. Brandon Nichols screaming to Leander Ridgway.
Well, they're wanting to go in. Yeah, they're wanting to go inside. He shot it. He was open. I mean, that's tough.
Minute 49 in the third quarter. Dunbar 43, Hendry Clay 41. Darius Williams, he's got 22, looking for 25. He's got 25. The lead is 5. Darius Williams, the senior, he does not want to go home. He wants to keep playing. He is fired up, Coach.
He is. He's 8 of 19 now with 25 points. He's really stepped up, made shots here late, but this 3-2 zone has really bothered Hendry Clay here.
Goes in the middle, Mitchell, about a 10-footer bullseye. Well, that's kind of stopped the bleeding a little bit there by Justin Mitchell's jumper, 46-43. Do you get through this quarter before you bring Tisdale back in?
Oh, sure, yeah, with 4 fouls. You got to see if you can survive here. Wow.
To the basket, Hollingsworth. Boy, he made that look easy. You don't give up that baseline, Coach.
No, he's done a better job in the second half of attacking the basket, which is what we expected. He's the player of the year.
Yeah, co-player along with Tisdale.
Yeah.
Ridgway goes to Mitchell. Mitchell, free throw line jumper off the mark. There's Houston battling.
What a rebound.
Houston. And there's going to be a travel call on Houston. He thought he was fouled. He's going to come out and talk to the official, plead his case.
Yeah, he doesn't think he moved his pivot foot. I guess it just looked funny. I don't know if he walked or not. They called it. A lot of contact in there.
33 seconds. Third quarter. Dunbar has taken control with a 23-9 quarter here. Sparked by Darius Williams, Mr. Basketball finalist. Who do you like for Mr. Basketball since you're a coach? You like Darius?
I mean, yeah, I love Darius. I think he's had one of the best seasons.
I think the Carson Williams kid from Owen County, to me, is probably the front runner. Even though they got beat the other night in the 8th, I think Carson Williams.
Yeah, that makes it tough, even though they did get beat, like you said. Uh-oh.
Here's Lewis, and won't go at the buzzer, and he's hit so many of those this year. We go to the fourth quarter. What a quarter by Paul Dunbar. 23-9, being led by their all-stater, Darius Williams, who has 25 points in the ballgame. 48-43, Dunbar leads. We'll come back with the final quarter here on PrepSpin.
White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
Well, it was a big quarter for Dunbar, Coach, and you brought up something there during the timeout. The zone has really, really bothered Henry Clay.
It just took him out of, your best offense, I think, is obviously Tisdale coming off a ball screen. I mean, I think anybody would say that. Maybe they, try to get him going. You had Price in there at the high post, but let's see what they do here in the fourth quarter.
They dominated the third, 23-9. Dunbar in that third to take this lead, 48-43. Tavion Hollingsworth had some foul trouble early, but right now he works with it down the lane. Hollingsworth, and put it up and in. What a move by. He's got 15 now.
Yeah, Ridgeway got beat and then tried to back tap. You really don't want to see that. You try to stay in front of him, I'd rather see him foul him out on the perimeter than give up a layup.
Tisdale. Deep in the corner, Price. Fakes on Hollingsworth, lines up the three now. Got it, a deep three there. Huge for Paul Price, huge for Henry Clay.
That up fake and to balance himself and go up, that's an unbelievable shot.
50-46, that cuts it to 4. Hollingsworth, who's had a great second half, 15 points overall. He averages 22. 7:05 to play. Winner gets Scott County Monday night in 11th Region title game here on PrepSpin. Girls Championship tonight will be Bryant Station, Franklin County at 7:30. Coach Scott True and I will have all the action. Williams, Darius to the basket and draws the foul. I think this one's going to go on Mitchell, I believe. Jordan Houston was there as well, but I think they're going to call that one on Justin Mitchell. Yeah, that's a foul on Justin Mitchell, and that will be his third.
Yeah, Williams in the second half here has shown his ability to knock down the three. I think he was 1 of 3 the first half. Second half, he's made 2 threes, so you have to respect his three-point shooting, and that's when he's able to really get into the basket and draw those fouls, and he's a good free throw shooter, and that's what's enabled him.
6 for 8 at the line. 7 for 9 at the line. Williams with 26. He averages 21. 51-46. Henry Clay led 30. This does have a lot of earmarks, just similar to the Lafayette game when they led by 10 at halftime, and then storming back Scott County in the second half. Williams gets a kind row. He's got 27. Lead is 6, 52-46. Tisdale has a dozen, had 33 in the district final against Scott County. Mitchell to the basket, hook shot, no, goes back after it. Over the back's going to be called on Darius Williams. So Williams will pick up the foul, and that will be, that's only the first foul on Darius.
Yep.
He's in no kind of trouble at all.
Oh,
down
wow.
low, Price off glass, put it in. Price hit the big three, then hits a big inbound play there. I don't think that was drawn up for him, but
he just made a smart play.
Yeah, made a nice cut to the basket, didn't he, Coach?
Yeah, Kelly lost track of him on the weak side there.
52-48, Dunbar by 4. 6 minutes 17 to go here in the 11th Region Final 4. Dunbar's going to pull it back out, it looks like, and make Henry Clay come out of the 2-3 zone.
Why not? They've got 3 of the best guards in the state. If you're going to play 2-3 zone, or even though they're only up 4,
Tavion, coaches voted him the 11th Region Player of the Year. Tavion Hollingsworth, only a junior. Darius Williams and Tisdale tied in the overall voting, and they will be the Mr. Basketball candidates. And nice move by Tavion. Just kind of taking over here lately.
That's a nice floater.
That's 10 here in the second half, 17 overall for Tavion Hollingsworth, the junior. Mitchell, free throw line, stops over Brown, and Brown's going to get a piece of him. And that will be 4 on Big Dontel Brown.
And you see Henry Clay going back with the same play.
Well, one thing's working. Here's what's working. They're putting Mitchell at the free throw line. They're getting him the ball. He knocked down the jumper there, and he's taking it right at to Dontel Brown, and Brown picked up his 4th foul.
Yeah, that's what they've been doing. It works a lot better, too, because Price knocked that 3 down. They're running him off the baseline screens, and he knocked that 3 down, so you have to get out on him. And that overload, like you said, Mitchell's getting the ball in the middle there and able to do damage.
5:29 here in the game, and Mitchell makes the first free throw. If he knocks this one down, it'll be a 54-50 game. Dunbar leading. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great free throw shooting there by Justin Mitchell. And Mitchell now has 11, double figures with those 2 free throws. 54-50 Dunbar. 5:20, a lot of time, Coach DeForest. A lot of time.
Yeah, there is. And
Hollingsworth to the basket. Left side over Ridgeway and rebounded there by Tisdale. Here comes Isaiah. They got to watch out. He's got 4 fouls. Goes in the corner. Leander Ridgeway lines it up. Got it! His first basket of the game.
Yeah, they lost track of him there in transition, and he stepped up and knocked it down when they needed him most. 1-point game, Gary.
54-53. That brings the Henry Clay fans back in, and Jordan Lewis says, we want a timeout. How about Tisdale?
Hey, what a find. A lot of players, you know, at a close game like this would want to try to maybe take a shot or be over-aggressive, and he kept his head up and able to find a shooter in the corner.
Well, but Tisdale also realizes as good a player as I've got 4 fouls. I can't be taken to, I'm going to kick it over to my good buddy. He's a southpaw too. He had 31 in the district championship. He's got a rough night going, and then he kicked it over to him. What did Leander Ridgeway do? Buried it. 54-53. Probably the biggest shot of this ballgame so far right there.
Yeah, it was. I mean, you know, the reason they're able to go zone is you're not able to knock down some outside shots, and they kept going inside. You needed one of those. You had Price in one in the left corner, and now you had Ridgeway knock one down in the right corner.
By the way, on Brian Price's 3, he was falling out of bounds. That's how far he was in the corner. I mean, when he fell back, he was out of bounds. That was an NBA 3.
And he up fake, you know, the pump fake to gather and go back up under control.
Against a player as talented as Tavion Hollingsworth.
Yeah, that's tough.
You know, for my money, if I'm a betting man, Tavion Hollingsworth is Mr. Basketball next year. Who's going to beat him?
I don't know. He's unbelievable. He's like I said, you watching this game, he's been going to the basket, rebounds his own misses, rebounds his teammates' misses as a guard, and then that pull-up he hit just a second ago, it's hard to guard.
Look at the balance in this game. Look at Henry Clay, 12 for Tisdale, 11 for Mitchell, 12 for Price, but look at Dunbar, 27 for Darius Williams, 17 for Hollingsworth. They have combined for 44 of their 54 points. Comes over to Tavion. Here's Williams. Fadeaway partially blocked there by Tisdale. They get tangled up a little bit. Here comes Leander Ridgeway. Ridgeway to the basket, and he puts it up. No. Rebounded though by Houston. Blocked there. Tisdale battled. Coming out of there with it is Justin Kelly. Big rebound there by J.K.
Yeah,
good opportunity there, though, for Clay to regain the lead there.
Yeah, Dunbar lucky to get away with that with no score.
Lewis gives it to Trey Homer. 54-53. 4 minutes, 18 seconds to go here. Winner gets Scott County Monday night. They were 58-50 winner over Lafayette, who led by 10 at halftime. 4 minutes, 6 seconds here in regulation. Another overtime game?
Maybe. This is interesting here. You're up 1 and 4 minutes to go, and he's pulling the ball out, and now they're just trying to get a count on him. That's hard to guard Hollingsworth.
Yeah, Ridgeway's on him with those long arms. Here's stopping and knocking down Hollingsworth. He has 19, but folks, 12 of those here in the critical part of the game, the second half.
That's an unguardable shot.
It is.
I mean, he just stopped on a dime and pulled up.
I mean, maybe who's that great defender in the NBA? Everybody raves about, plays for San Antonio. Maybe he could guard it.
Yeah.
Price stops left side. Price pulls up off the mark. Tapped up. Kelly there with the rebound in front of Houston. 56-53 Dunbar, 3:19 to go here in regulation. I don't know about that shot there by Price, even though he's had a good ball game.
Yeah, that was a tough one. You'd like to see him get it inside. You would like to see actually Tisdale trying to do something here. He's 5 of 12 from the field and hadn't really shot very many this half. He's only taken 1 shot this half. Did you know that?
Yep.
Wow.
There's Ridgeway, and a little bump there, and foul's going to be called on Ridgeway, but that will only be his 3rd actually. Yeah, Tisdale has 1 field goal attempt here in the second half. That's not enough for a superstar like him. 2:56 to play. The bump was called. Look at the team fouls. Dunbar has 6 team fouls. Henry Clay 5. They've still got 1 to give. Pass comes over to Tavion Leander Ridgeway on him, over to Darius Williams with Mitchell on him. 2:49 to play. And we got another one tonight. It's the girls' championship, Franklin County Station. To the basket. Good dump, and the finish down low by Homer. Unsung hero. There's Tisdale. to the basket and put it in, and there's some contact there. Isaiah would just laugh. He thought it was a foul, but he didn't get the call. And Tisdale just smiles and goes to the bench. That's such a great kid, you know what, Tisdale?
Yeah, he's unbelievable. It's almost like he's been forgotten here. He's only taken 2 shots in the second half, and you know, as hard as they came out, the field goal percentage now is about even. Dunbar shooting 41% and Henry Clay shooting 44%. So despite the rough start, you know, for Dunbar, they've been able to make a lot of shots and push the run here in the second half, and that's why they have the lead right now.
And we still have a championship to go tonight. 7:30, we'll crown 11th Region Girls Champion, and it will be Bryan Station Girls battling Franklin County, the defending region champs. That will be at 7:30. Coach Scott Thru, Lexington Catholic Girls coach, will join me on the call tonight. 7:30, and the boys championship. We know 1 ticket's already been punched. Scott County came from 10 down at halftime to knock off a really good Lafayette team, 58-50.
Yeah, and in this game, really, even though it's a 3-point lead for Dunbar, and it seems like they have all the momentum after that drive there by Tisdale, maybe he's woken up now and going to get it going. I mean, it's 3-point lead with 2 minutes. There's so much basketball left to be played. It could go either way right here.
2:33. I believe Kentucky won pretty good today over LSU. They were up big in the second half by like 18. That game has been over for quite some time. It tipped at 2.
Yeah,
we'll get a final on that if we can. We'll get a final on that. What's that, Coach?
I said, don't get me started on the Cats right now.
Did we open a can of worms there?
Oh, my gosh.
2:29. Here goes Jordan Lewis. 58-55, Dunbar leading Henry Clay. Henry Clay led by 9 at halftime, 34-25. But a third quarter, 23-9 third quarter has spurred the Dunbar Bulldogs. At times this year, #1 team in the state. They're #3 right now. And there to the basket with left hand, no. Tapped up, Homer there battling. And Henry Clay and Houston had it, and Jordan couldn't handle it. Goes out of bounds, back to Dunbar. Great play down there by Trey Homer, the sophomore for Dunbar.
That was a huge play. Holland, you know, Williams is not going to miss many layups, and you got to come out of there with that if you're Henry Clay.
Justin Kelly will be the trigger guy. He bounces over to Darius Williams to Tavion Hollingsworth. Kelly, down low it goes. Now Homer turns and rolls off there. And there's Darius Williams, and it will count. That's 29 for Darius.
He's really went on a run here after starting out, you know, struggling a little bit from the field. But he's really put it together here in the second half. Attacking the basket, I think, early, getting to the free throw line in the first half, probably got him that confidence, and he's really taken over offensively for Dunbar.
Missed the free throw. 60-55, still a lot of time, minute 55 to go here. 29 for Darius Williams. There's Tisdale. Way out top, Lewis on him. He'll line up the long 3. Back of the rim, no. What a great rebound by Williams. Williams clears it out to Jordan Lewis, younger brother of Donnie Lewis. Boy, Donnie was a great guard at Dunbar too several years ago. They've had some ward. Homer dumps it over to Darius Williams, and he puts it up and in over top of Houston. 31 for Williams. 62-55. Mitchell off glass, won't go. Battle for it. Tisdale's got it and lays it up and in. Tisdale. And he now has 16. Makes it 62-57. Minute 17 to go here in the game.
And this is a problem. I think any team that plays Dunbar is going to have this problem, even in the state tournament if they so happen to beat Scott County. When they get up on you 5, 6, 8 points, you know, they were up 4 points, even up 1. Coach Chalk had them. They held the ball, pulled the ball out, and it's really difficult to turn them over. They've got guards everywhere. Some of the fastest guys in the state on one team.
It's a track team, isn't
yeah,
it?
how do you turn them over? I mean, how do you force a turnover? You can't guard Lewis. I mean,
that's
right.
You know. And with Tavion and Darius Williams. And look at this. You know, we've been talking about Darius Williams. We're giving him love now. 31, but he's only 10 of 23 from the field. But most of those field goals he's hit here in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, listen, 10 of 23, it's not too bad. I know he started off, I think, 2 of 8, 10 of 23.
2 of 12.
Yeah, 2 of 12, and he just went on a tear here. and which is what they needed him to do. And Hollingsworth as well really stepped up his scoring here in the second half. He only had 7 points at half. He's got 12 here in the second half, does Hollingsworth. So both of those guards have really dominated here.
62-57, Dunbar by 5. Henry Clay led by 9 at halftime. Kelly gets it into Lewis. That's what you were talking about. Lewis, such a quick guard, and Leander Ridgway's got that assignment. And then they go over to Hollingsworth, an all-state player. In the middle to Kelly. And hanging Homer won't go, but he's hit on the wrist and foul with 1:01 to go here, and that will send Trey Homer. Trey Homer, let's look at his game here, Coach. Excuse me. He has 4 points, and in the ball game does have a couple of assists. But I think he's done a well of a job.
He has. He came in off the bench. He's the guy they've got. You've got your 3 all-state players up here handling the basketball against the pressure. They went middle to Kelly, and then they went baseline there to Homer. You got to have somebody in the back that can go through contact or at least try to finish back there, and he did.
Wow, rattled it in. He's perfect at the line, too. Speaking of Homer, 4 for 4 at the line, 6 points. And that's 6 big points, for Trey Homer. He goes to the bench, and boy, the bench gives him a big handshake over there. 64-57. Tisdale to Leander Ridgway. Ridgway to the basket, little floater, got it! All 5 for Leander here in the second half, 64-59. Lewis with 45 seconds to Hollingsworth. Over to Williams. Williams, little floater in the paint, rolls off there, tapped up Brown, and let's see what the official says, and they are going to give it back to Dunbar.
Yeah, they went back and brought Brown back in for Homer, a little bit bigger there in that back line against this pressure.
Price goes out, Jordan Jones back in for Daniel Brown. 36.6, 64-59. Coach Chalk wants a 30-second timeout to set something up probably on this inbound play when they've got a 5-point lead. Let's look at a reset of the ball game for you. 19 points for Hollingsworth, most of that in the second half. 31 for Darius Williams, most of that in the second half. 16 for Tisdale. Mitchell 11 for Henry Clay, and Price off the bench with 12 for Henry Clay. Rebounding for the game, it is a 38-30 edge for Henry Clay, so +8. But you look at 3-point shooting, Clay just 2 of 12, 3 of 11 for Dunbar in this ball game.
You got Williams taking it out. Maybe he gets the basketball back from Brown here. Maybe they bring it back out and try to hold the clock. I know it's probably something.
Darius Williams looking way out and nearly picked off there by Mitchell. Good job by Lewis to get it in backcourt. Lewis, and we're going to have a quick foul called. Shout out to Lauren Cass, our good friend at WYMT, who sent me several features on the Scholastic Ball Report. She's watching. Shout out to her. And Mike Meehan, my good buddy, former Dunbar football coach, he's watching. Could it be, Coach, a Scott County Dunbar final Monday night? What a final that would be. Of course, we still have 31 seconds, but if Donnie, I knew one time I was going to call him Donnie Lewis. If Jordan Lewis makes both and Donnie's thinking, oh, that's great, you can call him Donnie. And he makes it 65-50. Now, if he makes this next free throw, they will be up by more than 2 possessions, so it'll be tough for Henry Clay at this point. And it rolls in there for Jordan. 66-59, 31 seconds, picked up by Tisdale. Tisdale crossing over, elbow, kicks it to Leander Ridgway, a deep 3 off the mark, rebounded by Tisdale. He goes out to Price. He launches a long 3 off the iron, no. And Jordan Houston kicks it back to Price. Another one, and he knocks that one down. Makes it 66-62. At first you don't succeed, you try again, right?
Yeah, and it's a tough thing here. 4 points, 15 seconds. It took them so long to hit that, even though they did make the 3-point shot. It's going to be difficult here to turn this team over.
Final score, Kentucky 94, LSU 77. That's a final. So Kentucky putting up some big numbers today. I wonder if our boy Willis played today.
Yeah, I hope he did. They're a different team, obviously, with him in.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of people give Calipari a lot of trouble like saying he's a recruiter, not a. Let me just defend the job that he's done this year, because he is a recruiter. He's a fantastic recruiter. There's nobody better, but that doesn't mean that he can't be a good X and O coach. As he's shown time and time again with this team, he's really. He doesn't play as many guys, and he's able to really focus in on their strengths, and he's done a great job, I think.
Let's just say this.
That.
How many college coaches, of course, most people listening to this broadcast know I'm a UK grad, so I'm a little biased. I do drink a little bit of the Kool-Aid. But how many coaches have made tweaks as late in the season as John Calipari has, and it's worked? At least not many we've heard of brag about it, right?
No, most of the time people don't make tweaks, and then they lose and say, well, we weren't good enough. He's taken the talent that he's had, and he's tried and had the guts to say, hey, this will probably work for this group, and even done, combinations of players.
And what he's done, coach, is he's gotten ahead of Labissiere, and if Sky Labissiere decides that he's going to play, I don't know what he did today, he had a good game last time, Kentucky will be hard to deal with come NCAA tournament time.
We're a different team if he's playing as well as he can.
Williams to Lewis with 13 seconds. Lewis trying to dribble out, and Houston's going to grab him. And Jordan calling for the intention, but the ref saying, hey, wait a minute. He's trying to hold you up there, bro. He's trying to give you some help. He's not intentionally fouling you.
He's hard to catch. It's going to look like an intentional foul because he's so quick. You had to foul him there. I guess it did look intentional, but this is what I think that any team that tries to press Dunbar is going to have a trouble with is they're just too good of guards to pressure. They're too quick, too fast, too skilled.
Jordan Lewis knocks down the free throw, and in the ball game, this young man, if he makes this, he'll join his Patriots in double figures, and he does. So the big three, listen to this, the big three, which on this team is Hollingsworth, Williams, and Lewis, they have combined in this game for 60 of the 68 Dunbar points. I repeat that. 60 of the 68 Dunbar points have come from Tavion Hollingsworth, Darius Williams, and Jordan Lewis. There's a reason they're all three Division I talent.
Well, and what do you do as a coach? You can't focus on any one player. You just have to hope, maybe Williams isn't shooting the ball as well, but he's shown he can. There's not very many players, speaking of Williams, that can come out and start off cold and get hot. There's a lot of guys that will come out and start off cold, and either they won't shoot anymore or they will just continue to shoot, they continue to miss. He's able to get himself going, which is impressive.
It is impressive, and most impressive has been Darius Williams. Hollingsworth has had a great game. Lewis, but my MVP of this game is the senior. Darius, he willed his ball club to this victory. He went strong to the basket. It's not just the 31 points; it's the extracurricular that he's done out there.
He's 8 of 11 from the line. You don't get to the line unless you're being aggressive and attacking the rim, especially against a team as talented and quick and as good defensively as Henry Clay. That's no small job.
These were two fantastic teams. 68-62, 9 seconds. Tisdale is going to launch. Tisdale launches in and out. Rebounded by Brown with 3.7. A quick foul called. And Brown will go to the line with a big smile on his face, Coach. Dontel Brown gets a slap there from Lewis, takes the ball, hands it to the official, gets a laugh. What a ball game. Two great games today. Scott County, 58-50, came from 10 down against Lafayette at half. And here, Dunbar came from 9 down at half against this great Henry Clay team. Dunbar is going to take 28 wins into that game against Scott County Monday night right here on PrepSpin at 7:30. Brown rolls it in there. 69-62. Boy, there goes some great talent for Henry Clay. Tisdale, a senior. Jordan Houston, a senior. What great careers they had at Henry Clay. They fall a little bit short. Price, a senior. Jones, a senior. Brown knocks them both down. Montel Brown and dribbling it out will be Brown. He'll launch off the mark. And that's it. Dunbar 70, Henry Clay 62. It will be Scott County and Dunbar for all the marbles Monday night at 7:30. Right here at Alumni Coliseum. Great crowd today. We expect a sellout Monday night, Coach.
It's going to be unbelievable. You've got the young guards of you've got the young guards of Scott County.
Yeah, and 70-62, the victory for Dunbar as they win it 70-62. They get 31 from Darius Williams. We will take we would take one break here and come back and then wrap things up. Remind you, we got the girl. We still got a game tonight, Coach. After these two taxing, great games, but takes a lot out of you, when you got to really,
Oh, sure, and you're getting your money's worth in this game.
And then we got a girls' championship. It'll be Bryan Station, Franklin County at 7:30. We'll step out, come back.
I'm not happy with my teeth. They're not straight enough.
Let me fix them for you.
No. You are not White, Greer, and Maggard.
I'm sort of like White, Greer, and Maggard. I'm local, love smiles, love to fix things.
No.
Sorta you isn't you. White, Greer, and Maggard, where a beautiful smile is just the beginning.
At Raising Cane's, we believe in one love. But creating one love is no simple task. Everything has to be served hot and fresh, not just hot. We use only 100% premium chicken tenderloins for a 0% chance of leftovers. We insist on the best ingredients for our fries, like potatoes. And, well, we can keep talking quality, or you can just eat it. Raising Cane's, one love.
Visit us today at one of our 6 Lexington area locations.
Back here to wrap it up. Let's look at some final numbers from this game, though. And looking at Henry Clay, they finished their outstanding season 28-6. Mitchell with 11 points, 6 rebounds. Jordan Houston 6 points, but had 11 rebounds for the big fella. 16 and 10, another double-double for Tisdale. He had a bunch of them in his career. Price had 15 points in this game, 15 big points off the bench. The sharpshooter, although you say sharpshooter, he was 2 for 7 from 3, 6 of 14 for the game. They did win the rebounding war. Speaking of Henry Clay, 40-31. And let's look at Dunbar, 70-62. They win it. They get 31 points from Darius Williams. 31. He was 10 of 24 from the field. Also had 7 rebounds. They get 19 from Tavion Hollingsworth, and they get 10 from Jordan Lewis. So as we said, 60 of their 70 from the big three. 6 points from Trey Homer. I thought Homer did a great job off the bench.
He came in and made some big rebounds and able to, after he got fouled, I know he finished the free throws, and that's what you expect somebody to do, to come in off the bench. It's got to be next man up at this time of year.
And you talked about the guards of Dunbar. You want to know how many turnovers you think the Dunbar guards or the team had tonight?
They could have,
2 turnovers for the game.
Wow.
That's just unbelievable.
You don't really ever see that.
And then Henry Clay had a good floor game. Only 10 turnovers for them. That's pretty good. 5.5. You might want to get that down to 6 or 7 or 8, but just 2 turnovers by Dunbar. I think that's a big stat of the game right there when you look at that turnover stat there. 76-2. What outstanding Final Four basketball. Lafayette led by 10 at halftime, but wasn't enough. Scott County came back, beat them 58-50, so they'll be in the final. Henry Clay led this very good Dunbar team by 9 at halftime. Wasn't enough. Dunbar came back, beat them 70-62. So that sets up 2 comeback teams. It'll be Scott County against Dunbar Monday night at 7:30.
Yeah, you have youth, I think, versus what I guess experience. I know Jordan Lewis is a senior, but you have all those freshmen, sophomore guards for Scott County, and then you have the older. You have Darius Williams, a senior, and they're all playing for a chance to go to Rupp Arena, and they're playing in the 11th region. And their chances of going on to in the state tournament, going on and proceeding. I mean, they're one of the best teams in the state, and but either team has a chance. So
Scott County, it's a kiddie core. They start 3 freshmen, a sophomore to junior. So Billy Hicks, what a great coaching job he's done with that ball club as they're back in the 11th region championship. I mean, they've been in it so many times. It's like they punched their ticket. It's old hat. They're back in it. They'll take on this Dunbar team. That will be one fabulous 11th region final Monday night at 7:30. Coach DeForest.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch it. It's like you said, it's going to be a battle of the guards. You've got Long, you've got Covington, and then on the other hand we have Williams and Lewis. I just think if we have to make predictions, Dunbar really showed the kind of grit and determination they have after coming out. They really didn't have a good start, honestly, and then they were able to turn it around and get it together under the leadership and scoring of Williams and Hollingsworth. We noticed at half they were a little bit, you could tell they were upset, didn't like their performance, but great players find a way. I don't know how you talk about it any other way. They find a way, and they came out in the second half and dominated the third quarter to the tune of what was the scoring? It was 23-9. Dunbar.
Yeah, the third quarter.
Third quarter made a big difference.
Cameron Mills in the house, former Dunbar standout. He's got to be happy that his Bulldogs are back in 11th Region Championship. He played in a couple of them himself. Again, great work tonight. This afternoon we got one more, the Girls Championship. It will be Franklin County and Bryan Station coming up at 7:30. Thanks to William Moorfield. Man, he does a fabulous job down there producing. William Moorfield, Coach Lee DeForest, thank you in the first game. Thanks to Darren Douglas. He's working at Georgetown, a college game that comes up here. As a matter of fact, in about 4 came out on that on Georgetown College Athletics. But Lee DeForest, you'll be back with me Monday night for the championship.
Yeah, I'll be back here.
I hope so.
Oh, yeah.
I need you, brother. I need 45 minutes at the Mid-South Tournament, so watch it. For William Moorfield, our great producer, this is Gary Ball. Your final scores once again, 58-50. Lafayette knocks off a very good, Scott County knocks off that very good Lafayette team. And here, Dunbar comes from behind and wins 76-2 over Henry Clay. Till tonight at 7:30, Bryan Station Franklin County Girls Championship. This is Gary Ball saying so long from Alumni Coliseum.